Hi, I'm Dave Epstein and welcome to this edition of Growing Wisdom. Today we're going to talk about a neat little ground cover for the shade garden. So today's plant that I want to talk to you about is a Solomon seal. That's the common name, but the Latin is Disporopsis. It's Bill Baker form, and this is going to be a Solomon seal unlike the one you may have in your garden that stays evergreen all winter. So one of the important things that I like to remind folks about when you buy a plant that's in a container or B&B'd, remember that's balled and burlapped, make sure they are moist before you plant them. Yes, we'll water it in afterwards, but we don't want to plant a dry plant. And I'm just going to give this a little bit of water just because before I plant it, I want the roots to be nice and moist. So we water that in, we'll let it sit for a few minutes, then we'll go in the back and we'll plant her. All right, so I found a spot for the plant. We've got this little statue here and there's nothing in front. And I thought that this here would look nice in a little clump right in front of the statue there. All right, so we're gonna pop the plant out of the container. And you can see just how healthy this plant is. Look at all those wonderful white roots. And we might be able to get a couple of plants out of this clump. It's so thick. I may be able to break a few pieces off and plant two clumps. All right, so we struggled a little bit here, but we did get this broken up into a couple of pieces. I'm going to take this piece and put it here, and I'm going to take the second piece I broke off. I can put it somewhere else, or I can give it to a friend. If you look closely here, you can actually see that's the bud for next spring. So even though this will not die back this winter, it will just thicken up with more of these shoots over time. So this is a very vigorous plant. So when we plant, remember we just want the plant to be as deep as it was in the pot. We'll loosen our soil up. Now I have great soil in this area, so it's very easy to dig it in. You need to hole a little bit deeper. About like that. We've teased the roots. Always be sure you're packing the soil around the plant nice and tight. You don't want any air pockets. We'll bring a little bit of mulch there so it doesn't look like it was newly planted. Okay, and then finally we're just going to water it in. Now because it's so late in the season, we're into fall, this really won't need a lot of extra care between now and winter. For Growing Wisdom, I'm Dave Epstein.